I'm telling you, that singleness only hits you at night. When you ripping and running throughout the day, when you at work, when you know, whatever extracurricular activities, when you doing hobbies, when you at the gym, you don't even care about being single. That's not even on your mind. But when you pull up to the house at night and you get in that bed alone, that's when you be like, I really wish I could cuddle up with somebody, or I really wish I could tell somebody about my day. That's it. That's when the singleness hits you like, damn, I wish I had somebody. But throughout the day, you don't even be thinking about like, oh, I wish I had somebody to, talk to on my lunch break, or, like, I'm not even thinking about that stuff. But at night, when I lay my head down in that empty bed, oh yeah, that's when I be like, dang, yeah, I wish I had a little stink.
Yeah, so when I watch these videos, I find it quite interesting because these modern women, maybe not her specifically, but just generally speaking, modern women talk about the male single epidemic, right? The males are the ones really going through it. When in reality, men are protecting their peace, because we know the Pew Research Center that was basically saying 63% of men rather watch paint dry than to go on a date with a modern woman given the opportunity, right? So you have men literally protecting their peace and modern women can't stand it, right? So, hey, shout outs to her. At least she's saying the quiet part out loud. These modern women are really going through it when it comes to being single. Their pillow is probably filled with tears, okay, screaming into their pillows at night because they're single AF. I mean, hey, we all know the numbers. By 2030, 45 to 50% of these modern women are going to be single and childless. I wouldn't be surprised if the number's a lot higher.
And this is why I need a man. So I had ordered something and it was delivered to Kohl's, and I went to pick it up, and as I'm coming back out the store, walking to my car, I noticed something. I noticed this. This is hanging from my car. What is this? A piece of my car is hanging. It's Sunday. I'm about 30 minutes from home. And this is hanging from underneath my car, and I have no idea what it is or how long it's been hanging there. I need a husband. Yup. I need a husband.
Sounds like she doesn't need a husband. She needs a mechanic. She needs to go to the mechanic shop to get her vehicle fixed. Now, first glance, doesn't seem like it's anything serious. It seems more cosmetic damage than anything else, but who knows? Who knows? The point is, it seems like she only wants a husband if she's going to benefit from these situations.
Y'all, I don't get how a man fresh out of prison can find a good woman in no time. And y'all, I'm not lying. I've been a probation parole officer for 3 years. So once they're released from prison, they're coming to me. Now, their address usually starts out, with the mom or a family member or something like that. But that next month they come and I see them, oh, they need to immediately change their address. Baby, they found them a woman. She's helping him pay his fines and fees. She's cooking for him. He's using her car and stuff. And I'm like, how? Like, you just got out of prison a month ago. Where did you meet her? What did you say? Like, I need to know, because it's men out here who's free working a 9 to 5 and they can't find a woman at all. They're still searching for that good woman. So I just want to know, what are these men in prison, what are they saying? Because this is crazy to me.
I mean, we've seen this time and time again where these modern women talk about the good guys are in jail. There's no good guys out here, you know, gainfully employed, so on and so forth. Yeah, apparently there's programs where these modern women can write these guys in jail, right? They got websites and pen pal systems, so on and so forth, where they are in communication with men in jail. And the only rational conclusion that I can come up with is the fact that they want full control in these situations. They want full autonomy, because a man is, you know, getting back on his feet, fresh out of jail. And, you know, maybe they think the guy's going to stick around. Okay. He's now, you know, maybe feeling obligated to stick around because you're helping him get back on his feet. Who knows? Who knows? Or they view it as a passion project, thinking that they can convert a bad boy into the guy of their dreams, right? To fit their mold of what a guy should be. But regardless, if you think about it, it's ridiculous. No matter how you want to slice it and dice it, they won't go 50-50, but they rather choose a guy fresh out of jail where they're paying 100% of the bills. Make it make sense.
I'm on holiday in Qatar, and I told a person from here that in the UK, men expect us to go 50-50. His face was like this. He was like, he thought I was like telling like a joke. He was like, no, you're joking. I said, no. I said, men in the UK expect us to go 50-50. He and the other guy that we were with, who were like showing us around, they were so shocked. And I said to them, like, oh no, like as women, like in the UK, unfortunately, we have to work extremely hard because 9 times out of 10, the guy we meet is gonna expect us to pay 50% of the bill or, you know, contribute to bills and stuff. The shock on their faces, it was crazy. And he said to me, he said, my wife currently doesn't want to work. And he said, I would draw blood before I make her work. And I said, what? Is this what's happening here? I thought, do you know, women at this side of the world, they live better than what we do. Because in the UK, we are suffering. Men are making us go 50-50. They're making us pay 50% of the bill. You're expected to get yourself to a date. Like, it's all a mess. Like, when you see how different married life is for people that live in different parts of the world, it's so interesting. But more of the story, girls, do not settle for less, because your man just might not be in the UK. He might be in another part of the world.
Most people will have to go 50-50, right? If it's 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, yeah, most people will have to do that. And to the chicks that want men to pay 100% of the bills, let's keep it real. A lot of them don't even qualify, right? They don't qualify for that type of treatment.
Me when I was drinking every night, hooking up with any guy, lost in life. Me now putting God first, prioritizing my own health, focusing on me, not thinking about any boy, going to the gym every day, walking 7 miles a day. I always turn Christian. The comments are blowing me. 200,000, 2,600. Some innocent man is going to marry this. Now she's ready to settle down, fellas. Salvage title is crazy. Your past matters. Men and women, I want y'all to understand, your past matters. I don't care. I don't care what the hell anybody tells you. I really don't. Because there's dudes that be like, oh, I don't care about a woman's past. They lying. If my wife would have told me, hey, just so you are aware, from the ages of 18 up until about 22, I was sleeping with just random dudes every other night. I didn't know their last name. Had a couple trains ran. Yo, look, she wouldn't be my wife. I swear to God. At the end of the day, there's going to be people who always going to want you. You know, some people genuinely don't care about your past because they either got a past of themselves or their standards are just lower. Cool. I'm glad personally that you found yourself. This is just a never-ending cycle though. Y'all get ready to settle down. I'm happy I've been out the game 6 years.
Salvage title is insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, we've seen this song and dance before when it comes to these 304s. They go from one extreme to the next. Okay, now she's super religious. She did find God, so, you know, hey, we'll give her some credit there. But how did she find him, right? What trauma, trials and tribulations, wear and tear on her body and the mind did she put herself through to get to this point? And I wouldn't be surprised if she's now celibate and she wants to take things slow with you.
As a woman, you need to understand that if you're going to date a loser or a man that cannot pay any bills, cannot elevate your life, cannot elevate your career, elevate your status in society, or expose you to new things financially, he needs to remain behind closed doors. You know, rats and roaches, they tend to come out at night because that's when nobody's around and that's when they could roam and run amok the easiest. And that's how you have to think of these men who cannot do anything for you and cannot elevate you in any way, shape, or form tangibly, okay? Not during daylight hours. Rule of thumb, never during daylight hours, never in public, nothing of the sort, okay? You only deal with them at night and then you don't talk about it after, unless for safety reasons you're telling someone where you're going, okay? That's the only time you speak about it. Other than that, you don't talk about it.
Very, very interesting. Why would you deal with guys, according to her, that are losers and dusty men in private? Why would you deal with those guys at all? Why would you not just simply remove them from your life, right? If you were getting the high value, high productive, high capable men, the men that were making a whole bunch of money, if you were only attracting those kind of guys, and that's the guys that you had on your roster, because a lot of these chicks have rosters now, why not deal with those guys? Right? Why would you have rules and regulations and stipulations on the dusty men? Why would you only deal with those guys in private? Because based on her rhetoric, it seems like her mindset is very transactional. What's in it for me? So the dusty guys that she's referring to, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're laying the pipe, right? If they're clapping cheeks and they're clapping it like their life depended on it.
Almost like the Fight Club. You know about the Fight Club, but you don't talk about the Fight Club. It's the same kind of philosophy there. Because when a man thinks a girl is ugly or unattractive, or he thinks a girl does not elevate his status in the eyes of his male friends or in the eyes of society, he wants to keep that girl behind closed doors, and he wants to keep that girl in cheap spaces. So that's the girl that's going to get the McDonald's dates. That's the girl that's going to, oh, come to my house. Oh, let's smoke at 1 a.m. when no one else is around. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? So if you're fat, sometimes if you're a certain race, if you're this, if you're that, or any type of woman that does not fit into the beauty standard in that man's eyes, he's going to keep you around at night when it's dark and nobody could see. Okay? And he's going to keep you behind closed doors. This is the same philosophy you need to apply to men who cannot do anything for you tangibly to increase your status in life or elevate your life or career. Okay?
All right, guys, so there you have it. So let me know what you guys think about that. Because if men had the option to never go on these dates again, most men would choose not to go on these dates, because we know 99% of the time, we're gonna have to pay for these dates, right? Every time we go out with a woman, we're gonna have to dip into our pockets and pay for the date, right? That's just the reality of the situation to the guys out here dating on the single data market. So if men had the option to not go on dates, regardless of how you looked, if it was tall, skinny, short, or fat, what have you, yeah, we would choose to not go on these dates, because majority of women are not paying for these dates. I'm just saying. So I don't think that's necessarily an argument here. And even for the guys that are out here dating that still value relationships and marriages, you probably have a budget. You probably have a budget, for example, of $150 or $200 a month when it comes to entertainment. And you're basically saying, listen, I'm not going over this budget. You now have to pick and choose your best option in regards to moving forward on these dates. Not only that, but if you've known a woman long enough, you probably built enough rapport where you don't necessarily always have to take her on dates, right? If you've known a woman for, let's say, 6 months, she's comfortable enough with you. She might be cool to stay in and watch a movie. She might be cool if you guys cooked at home, right? The longer you know a woman and you've built enough rapport, the more options you're going to have in regards to not necessarily going on these dates, right? You may choose to stay inside. That might be a thing. But, you know, hey, when it comes to these chicks, it comes down to the money. That's really what it boils down to.